What is up, my friends? You are very, very welcome along to our late news roundup here on Anfield Agenda, where, as you expect, we have a lot to go through. I'm going to be giving you the very latest on Johnny Heitinga's situation. We're going to be speaking, of course, around Trent Alexander-Arnold and what's next for him. I'm going to be giving you some quotes from Arne Slot and Virgil van Dijk, and I very much disagree with our manager on one thing. But of course, we also want to know your thoughts, so do let us know in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it, but most importantly, please do hit that subscribe button. We have a lot coming up on the channel tomorrow, so keep an eye out for videos dropping from my interview with David Lynch. Of course, I'll be recording a news video as well, and I'll see you tomorrow night for the late night agenda. But for now, let's get stuck into the news. So, the Mirror have reported that despite interest from West Brom, Johnny Heitinga is set to remain as Arne Slot's assistant and turn down the offer to become West Brom's manager, which I'm very happy about, to be honest. Sipke Hulshoff, Johnny Heitinga, very important parts of Arne Slot's backroom team. And I really do have a respect for Heitinga for saying no here, because I'm sure becoming a head coach again is something that intrigues him, and most other instances he'd probably jump at, but he knows that he could be part of something really special here. So well done, Johnny Heitinga, for that one. I'm glad to see him staying with the club, at least for the immediate future. Right, next up, ladies and gentlemen, I want to just move to a little bit of trolling from Tranmere Rovers in a good way. Obviously, Roy Keane speaking about Trent to Tranmere. They're not having it at Tranmere Rovers because they've posted on X to say, Trent to Tranmere, nah, we're all right, thanks. It's a bad day when you're being trolled by Tranmere, you know. Friendly trolling, don't get me wrong, but it just speaks to how poor a performance that was from Trent. And I'm going to move on to give my take on the whole Trent situation in a minute. Before I do, a little quote from Virgil van Dijk, who said, "It could have been a lot worse today. If we're absolutely honest with ourselves, they had a big chance in the end that could have been a lot worse than where we are now. I'm definitely disappointed with dropping points at home, but it is what it is, and we have to move on, and we will. We found the 2-1 lead, and then it's about trying to manage the game and keep the ball for longer than 3 or 4 passes. We lost the ball too easily at times, and then we were more open than we should have been. We're not perfect, we're still learning, and we have to learn from this as well." I very much back up everything that Virgil said there. They aren't perfect, nobody is, you can always improve. And most importantly, we need a response now in the League Cup semi-final first leg against Spurs midweek. Now, I did mention at the start of the video that Arne Slot said something that I very much disagree with him on. I'm about to read that out to you now. So speaking about the Trent Alexander-Arnold performance today and why his level wasn't as good as it should have been, this is what the manager had to say. "I don't believe in those things, i.e. the contract becoming a distraction, but I think 9 out of 10 people will tell you it affected him," he admitted. "I'm one of the 10 that tells you that I don't think it affected him," Arne Slot that is. "What affected him is that he had to play Bruno Fernandes and Diogo Dalot, which are 2 starters for Portugal. Great players. We have a fantastic player here in Diogo Jota, and he's not even playing for Portugal mostly. So that tells you how much quality United has. And if these players set themselves to a game, and that's what United do once in a while, then it's very difficult to play against them." Arne's wrong here. And he's wrong because, well, quite frankly, we've seen it with our own eyes that it was in his head today. And it was nothing to do with being up against Diogo Dalot and Bruno Fernandes. It was to do with Trent's lack of, well, I guess, desire, his lack of adrenaline, his lack of fight, his lack of anything out there. You don't get to put in that performance when you're in the middle of a contract saga and not have people question whether the contract's a distraction. So everybody, including Arne Slot, those of the club, and some journalists have tried to tell us that everybody's professional, this isn't a distraction, but it is. It is. And you know I have a gripe with people telling us things and treating us like kids and idiots when we can see with our own eyes that it isn't true. This contract situation right now is absolutely a distraction that is only going to become a bigger distraction. If Trent Alexander-Arnold has indeed been offered £300,000 a week, which I believe he has and it's been reported, then he shouldn't take longer than 72 hours to make his mind up. Because if you need to talk yourself into staying with your boyhood club that you want to become the captain of one day, and you're offered £300,000 a week to play at right back, there is no thinking involved in that unless you don't want to be here. And that is why most people are feeling like he probably will depart from Madrid. But he's got a very good offer on the table. There's no reason in my eyes for him to turn that down. So he needs to be upfront and honest now and stop trying to hide behind agents and this nonsense about wanting to be respectful. It isn't being respectful when Madrid and the media are rinsing Liverpool week after week and trying to destabilise the club in the midst of a title race. So all of it, to me, is just needs to be sorted, and it needs to be sorted very, very quickly. So Gary Neville has let rip over the Trent contract saga. Speaking on Sky Sports after the game, this is what Neville had to say. I think the bid from Real Madrid is bad timing for him. I don't know what's going to happen with Trent, whether he's going to go and leave Liverpool and go to Madrid or he's not. But when you've got that going into a big game and you're a local lad as well, that won't be easy, having the distractions and all that noise. Now, just pause for 1 second here. That's Gary Neville, a former player at the top level, telling us that these things are a distraction. Mohamed Salah himself told us his contract situation has gotten in his head. So why does everybody else keep trying to convince us from our side that it isn't a distraction and taking us for idiots? It is a distraction. Sort it. Anyway, to finish Gary Neville's quote, he said, Real Madrid are an animal. I thought it was insulting from Real Madrid. They behave like that sometimes and they think they can get what they want. But Liverpool are a football club of immense stature. They're not going to sell Trent for 20 million in January, so you're taking the mickey a little bit. I guess the problem though comes with, let's say Trent either says nothing about what he's going to do next or says that he's going to leave. Between now and the end of the season, it's not going to look great. Every single move Trent makes is going to be scrutinised. Every perceived lack of effort is going to be jumped upon. The fans in the stands are going to be at it. On social media, they'll be at it. On content, they'll be at it. I'll be at it. Because we'll all be looking for it. And any result that doesn't go our way, everybody will again start talking about, is his heart in it? Is his head in it? This is a messy situation. I know how I'd resolve it, but I know that's not popular with a lot of other people. So I want to know from you guys right now, what do you think happens? Because if that 300 grand a week offer is there, there's no reason for him not to accept it if he wants to stay, because he's not going to get a better one from the club. So it is pretty much make your mind up time now. And the club need to be firmer on this, because we can't have our season being derailed. One last bit of news before we finish up, and it's some potential loans or loan interest in Liverpool players. It's been reported that Tyler Morton and Jayden Danns are both attracting offers of loans from clubs. A decision's yet to be made over their future. Sheffield United amongst those admirers of Tyler Morton. Plymouth and Cardiff are also looking at Jayden Danns' availability. Strong competition should they get the green light. So we'll see what the club decide on these situations. Again, if Chiesa's going to go out on loan, I would be looking to keep Jayden Danns personally. Tyler Morton, I do think a loan is probably the best one. But I also want to see us being active in the market. So before I finish up this video, I want to again reiterate to all my fellow Liverpool fans, let's not solely get distracted by the contract situation, because there's an opportunity to improve the squad this month, and we can't forget about that either. So it's over to Richard Hughes. The show is worth, because lots of Liverpool fans right now are unsure exactly how well suited to the role he is. So my friends, that's it for me tonight. Looking forward to your comments as always. Do let us know. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Much love. Bye-bye.